Short-term memory is just gone. Well, that and concussions, but you know, we're gonna blame it on weed. Setting up your meeting.
Dude, we had 63 views already for the shooter interview.
hmm We had 50 some for our last the kickoff. It's been
Yeah.
great. No, it's been great. Excellent condition and oh no, I don't want it to be called SummerSlam kickoff.
What? Hell no.
I'm just gonna call it Freebird Rules.
SCU.
It's gonna suck if we don't get a third, but I'm gonna call it Freebird Rules. Okay, so yeah, we're on. All right, sweet. I
Fuck
see us.
yeah.
I can see
Yep.
us. I'm hoping people show up.
Oh.
I would really hope, especially since I plan to share this shit a little bit. Oh, excuse me.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
so let's copy the link, and then I can shut this one down. So I got so much shit over. Okay, let's get this in the Facebook group. Top row.
Dude,
Yeah, yes, I would like to read. Hey,
Fatu should be at least number 12.
yeah, Fatu should have been at least top
Dude,
15.
20? He's below Braun Roman, dude.
Right? Yeah, no way in hell. No way in hell.
Roman didn't even wrestle for half of the year, and he's at 14.
I know, right?
And you've got Will Ospreay, Alistair Black down below him. That's friggin'
We
retarded.
we gotta be better than SmackDown. That's what I'm gonna say. Come join us. We gotta be better than SmackDown. Post. All right, we're up there. Fuck yeah. I'm even making us an announcement. Okay, is that all set? Oh, yes, it is. Wow, that was easy. Back to that. And fire up my hops and barley breathing Twitter machine here. But yeah, Fatu should have been higher. Roman should have definitely been lower. And I'm not coming from a place of hate. That's just
No,
dude.
me either.
Dude wasn't there, and I get why he wasn't there, but he still shouldn't have been top 15.
Brock Lesnar at 12, he's had 2 matches.
Right?
He's at 12, and Fatu and Osprey and Black, even friggin' Walter is below him.
Come join us for our live episode right now.
Join. Hang
Now.
out.
Right now. Right motherfucking now.
Get here now.
Oh, Kirby's here. Hey, Kirby.
Oh, my sister's in the room.
Yeah.
What up, kid?
Who knew? But yeah, I gotta go over it again because, like, I don't mind Adam Cole at 2. He had a huge year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think maybe they could have switched Jericho out with Moxley. Drew at 4 is fine with me. He had a huge year. Naito won 2 belts, so yeah, duh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okada is Okada,
Yes.
so yeah, duh. Cody at 7, I'm fine with. Even Rollins
No,
at 8.
MJF should be fucking 7. Fuck Cody. Piece of shit.
I think MJF needs to get into a ring a little more before they bring him up. I don't know. I mean, that's just my guess.
He's been undefeated all year.
And I want to complain about Kofi at 9, but they usually do this list from, like, you know, end of August last year to end of August this year.
Yeah.
And Kofi was pretty damn hot at the end of August last year.
Yeah.
If anything, he was just starting to come up on Brock beating him in 8 seconds, but he had still, you know, he had still done his thing. Kenny Omega at 13 kind of feels high. Like honestly, if you would have taken MJF and put him at 13, and if you would have put Omega at 22, I would have been like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
He's had a shitty year.
It's not. It's not that he's having a shitty year. It's because he's not doing what everybody wants him to do.
Well,
That's why everyone says he's having a shitty year.
well, I mean, he's part of a tag team that everybody's waiting to watch break up, which we're gonna get into. And he's not having the kind of matches that he used to have. I mean, he had a good match with Pocket All Out, like right around this time last year.
Uh-huh.
So there's that, but he lost that, and then from there he like lost to Mox. Didn't really do a whole lot of extra shit. Did some stuff with the Elite, won the tag titles with Hangman, was a part of Stadium Stampede, but you know, again, if you would have said MJF is 13 and Omega is 22, I would have been like, okay,
Yeah.
because his year was that bad in comparison to when he was number one and the best bout machine and everything else. Because eventually you got to go on body of work with these guys.
Yeah, I totally friggin' agree.
If we're going to discount and say Roman shouldn't be where he is because Roman didn't wrestle, well, Kenny shouldn't be where he is because Kenny didn't wrestle at the level that he normally wrestles at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But, I mean, I think we talked about this not that long ago.
Oh, Philippe is in the building. Hey, man. And he's commenting. I love this guy. Kenny,
Thanks,
I feel, is in the
bro.
middle of a rebrand, and he needs to rest.
I
Also,
think so.
shout out to Bruce for the crispy, clean haircut. The haircut isn't bothering me. He trimmed the beard down like extensively, and he doesn't even look like himself. I saw that and I was like, "Whoa!"
Who are you? And what'd you do with the other guy that's
what the fuck
usually
is
on
this
this
guy?
show?
Who the fuck is this guy? Where did High Class go? Like,
Right?
it's like ordering High Class from Wish.com. I swear to God.
Fuck.
No offense, man, but usually I'm used to, the big, majestic Eric Rowan but blonde beard, and then come in with this, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Doing a little throwback.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got a few people watching. We're just trying to shoot shit and entertain you while Grandma Wendy is on her way. She had to pick up the hubby and stop for some dinner. I believe she's having chicken nuggies if anybody's interested. Not she's gonna bring you any, but people always ask what she's eating, so I figured I'd just tell you. And now we've gotten that out of the way, back to the top 25.
Yes.
But we were talking about it before we got on the live feed. I think, Nick Aldis at 15 feels low, but at the same time, he wasn't really doing anything this time last year, like outside of little, event. And then Power came on, he made a huge impact, and then they dropped off because of COVID. So for him to sit at 15, it feels right. I'm glad somebody from NWA made it because at least Nick deserved it. There were a few other guys that could have been. He
deserves to be higher.
In the top 25. If they were still going like week after week, he would definitely be higher.
Look, I wouldn't even.
Or if these pay-per-views that they're talking about on primetime through Fight, if they were already happening and he was, like fighting guys like maybe Mike Bennett. I don't know if you saw that on our Twitter.
What, they went to NWA?
Mike Bennett called his ass out on a video.
Damn.
Mike Bennett told him flat out, like, I know you don't need to accept my challenge, but accept it anyway because
he's going to the NWA.
I have to get my name back out there and bring my name back up. I have to restore my family's honor. I was like, oh shit, Nick, you need to take that match.
Right?
like I know I'm not, but Nick, you need to take that match.
I would actually put Nick Aldis at 4 and drop everyone, Drew down to 5, and everyone else goes down 1. And you put,
I would go as far as to possibly put him top 10 and bump AJ. But I don't know if I go any further than that. Because like Kofi had a big year, Seth had a big year, Cody had a big year, Rainmaker, Naito had a huge year, Drew, huge year. Jericho might have had the biggest year of them all. Adam Cole was the longest reigning champ. And then Moxley, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know about Moxley at 1. Like, I'm okay with it, but I still don't think he should be number 1. Top 5, yes. Number 1, I don't know. I would put Jericho in that spot, and I would maybe put him at 3.
Dude, AJ at 10, I am completely fine with. Like, the dude's lights out every time he steps foot in the ring.
I know. I'm just saying, going after, the whole kind of like OC flub where he wasn't really going anywhere, doing anything. Then being buried alive, only to come back and end up Intercontinental Champion and then lose to Jeff Hardy. You kind of feel like AJ hasn't had the greatest year. So if you want to move him down from the top 10 and put all this in. But we're talking about this year.
Everything before WrestleMania.
But even before WrestleMania, there was a lot of stuff.
He had the WWE title. Dude, he was
true. I think he did, but there was a lot of stuff. There were a lot of months where he was just kind of dwelling there on Raw with the barbecue dads.
Hey guys.
What's going on? We're live.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. Bonus.
All about it.
You got your nuggies?
I do.
Awesome. I know people like to know what you're eating, so I told them before you came. I hope you don't mind.
Thank you.
I was trying to say.
No, I mean, they're going to find out anyways.
Right, one way or another.
Usually I dip them in sweet and sour sauce, but tonight I'm being extra fancy with bacon cheddar ranch dip.
Oh, shit. Living that high life.
Yep, you know it.
Right? I'm so jealous.
Being payday fancy.
I had a friggin' Subway sub. I was upset. I was like, here's a $5 foot long. Oh, man. Couldn't you go to Taco Bell? Like, fuck.
You trimmed it there?
Oh, we got more comments. Let's see. Philippe says...
I'm rude.
Wendy's like, what the fuck?
I can't stop staring now. I'm like...
Hold up. Nick Aldis as a brand and wrestler deserves to be higher. I like the way he puts himself out there and is willing to carry all of the NWA on his back, like old school champion. That's true. He also said, I totally agree with Dom bumping AJ. Thank you. And Kirby said, it's my soulmate to Wendy, obviously, because she's not talking about me or else we're in trouble. Let's see. Oh, Philippe has a question. At this point, what can you really do with AJ, especially now? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I guess
of retribution.
You could, or you turn this, you continue this feud with Jeff Hardy because they've had some amazing matches, like from Impact all the way up. So they've got a great chemistry and they could really work together.
Yeah.
I can't see putting him back in the title picture with guys like Braun and Bray and Roman, because they tried that once and it didn't with Roman and it didn't go very well. It didn't go very well for him at all.
Oh, that's all right. Roman's already in the title picture anyway.
I think what we're gonna see from AJ is one of those just veteran leaders in the SmackDown locker room that can put on great matches and carry the brand, but isn't exactly the guy, more of like Intercontinental level, mid-card guy who just keeps, the show rolling and keeps putting out those great matches. Because even the title match with Jeff Hardy was pretty fucking phenomenal, no pun intended. So I kind of see him fading back into that as he gets older and as people are now getting their turns and also as his contract is starting to come up. Because they may give him this and then give him like the Drew Gulak treatment, like, hey, re-sign and we'll make you do all this stuff. And then he signs that contract and buried him.
It should be unfortunate. It's such a waste of talent.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It really is.
But it happens a lot there.
Unfortunately.
All right, so now we've got everybody here. I think we're actually ready to start the show because this is all bonus content for you fans out there. Let's see. Let me just click a few things here. And Brucey, and that way Brucey will know when to take us in. All right, fuckers, let's do this. Shout out Shooter.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone out in YouTube land. Like that one? Came up with that right here.
YouTube land.
YouTube land. Welcome to the most talked about, must-see YouTube wrestling show ever. And that is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I am joined by none other like down below, because there's 3 of us.
Only
down
3
below.
people. Freebird Rules.
Freebirds. SCU. Is
Do I need to say it again?
Latina Heat, Grandma Wendy, the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I wasn't gonna forget.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We cheat, we steal.
Damn, I wanted to wait. It was hit it the second time.
And by the way, this is the worst live thread I have ever been in.
And of course, on the other side of me, right over there, is none other than the producer, the master of the soundboard, the jack of all trades, master of none. Dom.
That's a cool ass honky.
I am.
And me, I'm the MJF scarf wearing high class one, Bruce. Stole your thunder again.
The formerly majestic beard having.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it's weird now. It's,
Wendy,
I can see your neck. I'm like, I've never seen that.
Me either. Wendy, I had said to him before you
see the
came
tan
on.
line?
Before you came on, I was like, this is what you get. This is what you get when you order high class from wish.com. Right here.
Ouch.
Yeah, right?
That's not even
It's true.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's damn true.
A little bit.
Oh man, we have so many.
Oh, I opened it again.
We have so many people showing up. Shout out to Philippe and Kirby.
Philippe says
and
y'all should be
Kadrian.
ashamed of yourselves for beard shaming.
I'm sorry, Brucey.
You know I
only bust on you because I love you. You know how that goes. A shout out to Mac and Kadrian, who finally gets to see us live. He doesn't have Facebook, and he always comments on our stuff. So it's great to see you, dude. He gives us lots of questions. I hope you have some more of us for us during the show.
Shout out to my fellow pretty brother. What's up, Kirby?
Kirby, merch maker. Love you. Thanks for the shirt. Do I need to turn around? Do I need to be like? Can you see?
Hey, we could, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kirby. Love the shirt. And now that that's all out the way, let's start off with some of the debuts we saw from Takeover to Raw. We had Pat McAfee at Takeover. We had Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam, and then we had Keith Lee on Raw. Out of the 3 of them, which was your favorite debut?
Honestly, Mysterio.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I figured you were dead set on Pat McAfee.
No, I
because you had picked him in everything.
I expected him to be very good. Like, I just had that expectation with him. But Dominic really surprised me. I didn't think he could do half the shit that he did. Like, if you look at him when he wears street clothes, he still looks like that pudgy kid you saw in a custody battle. Then you see him in his ring gear, and the dude's in shape.
Well, he is Eddie Guerrero's son. That might
I know, right? Dude, when he did that frog splash, that was awesome.
That was amazing.
Oh, dude, that frog splash was...
At that point, it looked like I was crying. But I wasn't crying, I swear to God.
Yes.
The allergies.
It was just, I seriously, I got the Allegra right here. It was allergies.
Sure.
I had to take one.
Sure, Jan.
Okay, we got Bercy saying, Grandma Wendy, tell us which was your favorite debut while I go and grab another beer.
I'm torn between McAfee and Mysterio because Kid Mysterio did do a great job. I actually was highly surprised. McAfee, I'll agree. I kind of expected him to have a good match. Did not expect it to be that good though. Like, we joked about it. We called it a waste of a match, but holy crap, when he was like just standing on the mat and then boom, leapt up on that top rope and then just fucking boop, suplex what's his name off of it. I was like, what?
Right?
Holy crap balls. I was talking to Lucy from Smart Life, shout out to them. And we call him Pan Blanco, white bread, for obvious reasons. But both of us were like, damn, Pan Blanco, like you showed up and showed out. Holy crap.
White bread got skills.
I'm going to give it to Pat. That's exactly what we said.
I totally hear you. You know, I wanna sit here and I want to say my favorite was Keith Lee. And I'm sad that it wasn't, because his music and that weird outfit that looked like he took part of Pat McAfee's and part of Kevin Owens and put his logos on them and ran out to fight Randy Orton. Like that just turned me off to the whole thing. I'm glad that he's on Raw. Yeah,
they basically gave him the Shorty G gear.
I'm gonna be honest.
For a big man.
They really did. They really did. And I'm gonna be honest. As much as it pains me to say this, the most impressive one of all three was Pat McAfee. He actually, as Wendy said, Whitebird got skills. He showed up. He showed out. And he took Adam Cole to what looked like the limit. The thing that bothered me with that is the same thing that I was talking about with Devin, and that they mentioned us in it during their Clark Street Wrestling podcast, which was like Triple H and NXT had built up Pat McAfee as former punter, podcast host, who was just now going to step in the ring with Adam Cole, and they made it like he had 2 weeks to get ready for this match, and people thought, oh, he's going to suck. And then he came out and he showed out, and he almost looked better in the ring than a guy like Dominic Mysterio, who's basically a prodigy. He must have had his playpen and his crib in a ring while Rey Mysterio was working because he had to babysit. And Pat looked better than Dom, and that only makes them, like NXT look a little bit weird for making the story out to be this guy is just getting in the ring now for the first time. He really doesn't know what he's doing, but he's taking on Adam Cole anyway because he's got that moxie, and they made it into, well, this dude almost beat Adam Cole with 2 weeks of training. You can't sit here all these years and say, don't try this at home. This ain't ballet, yada, yada, yada. And then put a story out there that says, this guy almost beat one of the greatest competitors in NXT history, number 2 on the PWI 500 after 2 weeks of training. You can't say all that and then put that on TV. I'm sorry, guys. That's just bullshit.
Who was it in the group that told me like McAfee has actually been training for the last like 3 or 4 years or something like that?
Yeah. I'm guessing it was Matthew, because he's a huge
Christian.
Colts. Okay. I was gonna say Matthew is a huge Colts fan and loves Pat McAfee, so it wouldn't surprise me. It was one of them.
He's been wanting to get into wrestling for a really long time.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he did great. It was just the way the story was set up.
No, absolutely.
And it just didn't make any sense when he takes Adam Cole to the limit. But there were times in that SummerSlam match with Dominic Mysterio where Seth was just fucking with him, like toying with him.
Yeah, because that's the way the story was supposed to go.
But it never happened during Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. Like, it was a highly contested match. And you're saying this guy's been doing it for 2 weeks, but a kid who has been doing it his whole life was getting toyed with by Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. None of that makes any sense, and you did it in back-to-back days.
They didn't like us knowing that Dominic was raised by Ray in a wrestling ring. Like, they didn't bill him as 2 weeks training and stuff like that. It was supposed to, he's just going to come in and he's going to have a match, and no one was going to expect anything from Dominic. And that's the thing, is like, no one expected what he did. Like, he wasn't supposed to do anything. It was supposed to be a squash match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in our eyes as the fans, when we saw that match get put up, we were like, dude, this is going to be a freaking 3-minute match. It's going to be stupid. It's going to suck. It damn near stole the show at SummerSlam.
Almost.
Damn near. You know?
It was a good match. It was, compared to McAfee versus Cole, that was a lot closer. And that dude supposedly had not been trained. So when you see Dom and Seth, you're like, wait a minute. I'm just saying, get your story straight, WWE.
Well,
thank you for trying.
Here's a question that I brought to Devin and the guys at Clark Street. Now, was that match Pat McAfee making Adam Cole look bad, or was that a match of Adam Cole making Pat McAfee look damn amazing?
I feel like it was the second one.
I feel like it was Cole making McAfee look amazing.
Then no one should be angry.
Okay. That does make sense. Because, Adam Cole is what, a 15+ year vet who's been all over the world and done everything. So you would think he made McAfee look good as opposed to Pat trying to make him look bad, because it's that much harder for somebody to make Adam Cole look bad. I don't remember him ever having a bad match with somebody. So if I had to pick, I'd say Adam made him look good.
Yeah.
And I know we have a whole rundown. I want to skip it for a second because we actually have both Philippe and Kadrian asking us for our thoughts on Thunder Rosa versus Sheeta.
Marty,
I cannot wait.
Match of the year.
Oh my God!
I don't know where to start on this.
Fucking amazing.
I honestly don't. I think the match itself is going to be amazing. I thought it was great that Thunder Rosa was on Dynamite. I thought it was great that she's holding that NWA Women's Championship. I thought it was even better when you started to hear, and I have trouble, William Corgan talking about Thunder Rosa and the NWA.
Patrick.
And I did the best I could. I didn't call him Billy. And they actually had footage from NWA on AEW Dynamite. I was marking the fuck out because I'm the guy who said over and over again, where is the downside of AEW working with NWA? Both promotions come up. And everybody, and a lot of people argued with that. And then I saw it happen and I went, ha ha ha!
Vindicated.
Victory is mine.
I think the thing with those two not working together right away, like AEW is with or was with New Japan before all this stupid shit happened, because they only had an hour show on YouTube. Right. They didn't have a TV deal for AEW wrestlers to get on TV. They didn't have that platform. And now NWA has that platform with Fight TV and everything. Now's the time where we're going to see the cross promotion between NWA and AEW.
Yeah, that's the best thing. Now NWA has multiple platforms because they're working with Primetime on Fight. Now they've got Thunder Rosa going into AEW to take on Sheeta at All Out. And we may see more NWA wrestlers on AEW television. You don't know yet. So they actually have multiple platforms. They're keeping their name out there while they're not actually working. So when they do come back, they might not come back to YouTube. They might come back to network, and their promotion is that much better off for doing what William is doing. So hats off to that. Wait, I got a hat right here. Hats off to you, William Corgan. You are the man. I love what you're doing. And now the match itself. I think Thunder Rosa and Sheeta are going to steal the damn show at All Out. You've seen what she can do. You see what Thunder can do in NWA. You've seen what Sheeta has been able to do. Shut your mouth. But you've seen what Sheeta's been able to do in AEW. You see what Thunder Rosa is capable of. When these two get together, it's going to be fucking magic. I am dying for September 5th.
It's going to be such a great matchup because they're both so skilled. Neither of them is just eye candy. Neither of them is some model who learned how to wrestle.
And
they're wrestlers through and through. And they will put on one of the most epic and amazing matches. It'll be Mind blowing.
It's safe to say neither one of these are a cookie cutter blonde, so we're gonna get some good shit.
How fucking awesome would it be if Thunder Rosa takes that title and then debuts the NWA and AEW women's title on their first show?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Right? Could you imagine?
I'm like, do it for San Antonio, baby. Come on.
And
Like
Sheeta
Thunder
like,
Rosa
comes
holding
in behind
both
her in the
those
ring and
belts.
hits her with a kendo stick.
That'd be crazy.
That would be cool.
I love it.
That'd be crazy. That'd be
Right?
cool. It would blow
I'm
my
all about
fucking
it.
mind.
I'm a
I love it.
genius.
I mean, just if either one of them, well, not either one of them, but if Thunder Rosa ends up a double champion, because I know the NWA women's title isn't on the line, I might just pass out from marking out. Like, you won't see me for the rest of the show. I'm just done. I'm just dead. Like, I got nothing.
Lose my mind.
I'm gonna be out in the streets celebrating.
Now, where do you think this match is gonna be on the card? What if this match is the one that opens All Out?
Do
you think
that
would ruin All Out for you?
No.
If they have the match that we all think those two are going to have and they open the show, is it going to be hard to top that match and make the show better?
It's going to be damn hard to top it if they open it. But I would like to see it somewhere towards the back of the show. Like, maybe like TNT Championship, Women's Championship, AEW title. In that order.
Honestly, though, like it doesn't matter where on the card they put that match. Why are you going to try and follow it? Like, it's just going to hurt to follow it because it's going to be so amazing.
It really will. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, leave it towards the end because it's going to be so hard to follow if you open with that. That people are going to end up bored right after the first match. And you don't want that when you spent $50.
I don't think they're going to
review with live fans.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to end up bored. I don't think the fans will end up bored. I think it'll just kind of be a wind down from there. It's you don't want that. You want to build up.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, they'll probably open with the Battle Royal because they do that a lot, and they're doing a casino Battle Royal.
That's always the buy-in.
But I would like to see Thunder and Sheeta towards the end of the card to give you that, like Wendy said, that build. You go from Casino Battle Royal to maybe tag team championships, and I don't know the rest of the card off the top of my head, but you just build towards that.
If you're gonna have a match like the Mimosa match, like you can't. You
can't have Mimosa Mayhem after that match. No one's gonna care.
It has to be in the middle. It has to be in the middle. So you do your silly matches or whatever, your gimmicky matches, your big royale. You hit it in the middle with that match. You get everyone hyped and pumped and like losing their minds, and then you close it out with a good one.
Yep, I think Kadrian agrees. I think Kadrian agrees with us too because he says Thunder Rosa versus Sheeta will be the standard of what women's wrestling should look like, where future women's matches in AEW will be compared to. Absolutely.
Because NWA has a solid women's division. They are strong. Their matches are amazing. All right. And that's an understatement. That's an understatement for how incredible their matches are. Mm-hmm. So they will be setting a standard that AEW needs to meet or exceed.
Yeah.
Yes. I think so far the standard is probably from the last pay-per-view, Nyla and Sheeta, because they put on a tremendous match. And you have to kind of live up to that in the women's division now. But this match will replace that match from Double or Nothing. I'm sorry. And as far as Kadrian's concerned, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to throw this one in there for him.
That's the fact, yeah. That's the fact, yeah.
We salute you.
Kadrian came back after that while we were answering it, and he said, "Be prepared for an invasion. Nick Aldis, Storm, Drake."
Oh.
So here's the thing. This is I'm putting stuff. I'm like putting stuff together. Like, so before all this stuff happened, ROH was invading NWA with Marty and Villain Enterprises. They were invading
and the bouncers.
Where Marty's like suspended hiatus, like whatever's going on with whatever.
Canceled.
Huh?
We know why.
Yeah. He's been canceled.
Yeah. Now I feel like that is severed. Like the ROH NWA is severed. So now they're just gonna kind of reverse roll it, where NWA's invading AEW. They're just gonna take what they were gonna do with ROH and they do it with AEW, and they do it on TV.
But that's, I mean,
And
could you imagine like all the
amazing.
champions invading one night? You get like Thunder Rosa, Storm and Drake, and then you get Nick Aldis. They got to find Ziggy Dice too. They got to bring him along. He's got the TV title, and he's outlandish.
I'm just thinking the outlandish one versus Nutella. It would be perfect.
Jelly,
awesome.
Jelly versus Ziggy. Oh,
outlandish versus trash. It'll be fantastic. I love it.
It'd be amazing. That's what I mean. They got to do something like that. That would be incredible, Kadrian. You have a wonderful idea there. I'm kind of pissed because I didn't think of it myself.
So Mac just said someone not named Roman Reigns came back to SmackDown tonight.
Oh, really? And who's that? Because I'm not watching Mac.
Me either.
We're better than SmackDown.
Like it kind of piqued my interest, but it's like at the same time.
I heard you say Mac said this, and my first thought was, go on.
I'll probably be disappointed.
Probably, but you're used to that with WWE, so
it happens.
I think the emoji for this show would just be
Mac, why are you leaving us hanging, bro?
How you gonna leave us hanging, homie? You got breaking news. Break it.
Make it real good. I don't know.
Even Kadrian's asking who came back. All right, we'll give him a minute. But yeah, again, like Sheeta and we did have another AEW question now that we're on the subject, and it was from Chris on Facebook, and it was directed towards Bruce. He said, "Here's my question. It's a two-parter. Who would you pick to challenge MJF for the title after he's done with Moxley, and how would you set it up?"
Okay. So here it is. I don't think MJF's going to win the title at All Out. I think it's gonna.
What?
They're gonna drag it out. I feel like they're gonna drag it out. But if MJF does win the title, which I mean, deep down I hope he does, he's gonna win by Moxley doing a double arm DDT. The ref's down. He gives him the DDT, and then MJF's lawyer comes out and shows the refs the video and disqualifies him, and MJF with the title.
That is if his lawyer survives next week, because he's got to fight Mox on Dynamite.
Yeah.
I like to think his lawyer will come out with like a neck brace too. In a wheelchair.
Matching Burberry neck braces and walkers.
Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, either way they go, if they drag it out and he loses or whatnot, he's going to come away with the title.
Wow.
I actually feel his next opponent after that is going to be freaking Wardlow.
Ooh,
I think Wardlow will be his first.
And we know who Wendy's rooting for.
and that little, and I mean, you could see that little fraction and friction and everything that was going on was and when they lost that tag match.
Yeah.
I appreciate
there was a lot of friction.
I appreciate how they're slowly building up that friction though, because it's not being quickly done. It's just a little thing here, a little thing there. MJF turning around and being like, "What are you thinking?" like just snapping at him suddenly. Wardlow being like, "Bitch,"
That's the refreshing kind of nostalgic part of AEW is the slow build, because they only have so many pay-per-views, so they build slowly with these feuds and with these little moments that are going to happen. And I like that because that's how it used to happen for me growing up. So it's one of the reasons I watch AEW.
I feel like they're wishy-washy on it, because with MJF and Wardlow, yes, they're doing that slow burn. But then you have rivalries like Archer and Cody, and it was done. Moving on. And it felt like they could have continued to build that one up. And now we have Archer just roaming around like, punch you in the face, punch you in the face. And it's
everybody dies.
What are we doing with him now? We just have him roaming. So
I mean, he's the king of dark. If that's
AEW is wishy-washy on their storyline. Sometimes they do that great slow burn. Sometimes it's over too quickly.
But go back to the the stuff like between MJF and Cody or Moxley and Jericho. It was a nice slow build to a pay-per-view, which I enjoy. And they definitely pull it off. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they pull it off. Oh, and Max said Sami Zayn debuted again tonight.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll take that.
Welcome back, Sammy. I miss you. I hope you're actually a wrestler and not just some weird punk ass valet now. And Kirby says she's got to go. Kirby says I got to go for now, but buy your merch. Yes.
That's right. Buy merch.
Bye, Kirby. I'll miss you.
If it looks good on me, it'll look great on you. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that was a pretty good question. We enjoyed the hell out of that. I'm surprised Brucey said MJF won't win the title. That kind of threw me off my game for a minute.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's just going to be either way. It's going to be a feud for at least a couple months. Because Mox is going to get a rematch.
And you know what? Since I had actually done this most of the day in our Facebook, I figured I'd give at least Grandma Wendy the opportunity to do so. Let's make Grandma choose between two things. And those two things are the aforementioned Wardlow and Taco Bell.
Oh,
she's like,
you got her. You got her.
She gave me Scarlett and Penelope earlier, so I'm trying to get back at it.
I mean, the T-Bell does give me like bad stomach ache, and then I have to reach for the Gaviscon like someone's grandma.
You like someone's grandma? Never.
Yeah, I'm giving up that T-Bell. It's gonna hurt, but I can get tacos in other places, so.
But there's only one Wardlow.
Hey,
Man,
you get it.
and all.
I mean, we could give Brucey something too. We could say like, let's see, MJF or Morgan.
Oh, that's fucked up. I'm obviously gonna pick my kid, but
he must be in the room.
No, he's not even here tonight.
Of course you're gonna pick your kid. I just thought, this is off the top of my head. I had one prepared for Wendy. I did not have one prepared for you. Oh God. But yeah, we had another question from Chris on Facebook as well. And we usually, every now and then we do like a throwback Thursday where we're there on the date. We just missed this one, so I'm gonna go flashback Friday. Yesterday was the 26th anniversary of the day that Shane Douglas won the NWA title, threw it down, and held the ECW title up and cut that amazing promo. And from there, when I put something up about it, Chris had asked us. He even said it might sound like a crazy question, but is there an argument that could be made that promo was the first pipe bomb before the actual CM Punk pipe bomb?
Absolutely.
And my answer is hell yes.
I'm gonna be honest. I dislike, to borrow one from Brucey. Honestly, I dislike CM Punk so much. I've never watched a pipe bomb intentionally.
Wow.
I've avoided it.
You didn't intentionally see it live on TV?
Nope.
I watched it live. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Nope. I can do without it. I can go my entire life without seeing that. I could live to 103 like my blessed great-grandmother, QPD, without seeing it, and I will die a happy woman.
Hey, Dom, can you pull that up and then play it in the background and play the
I'll
video?
just shut this down. Nope.
I would put the Shane Douglas one up in the background, but it's got WWE all over it, so we'll get sued. So I'm not going to do that. And that pains me too, but that's another topic for another time. I gotta tell you, Chris, and in all honesty, I think that Shane Douglas's promo was more of a pipe bomb than CM Punk's, because Shane Douglas's promo was based on the fact that he was the NWA champion. He had gone through an entire tournament, beat everybody in it. This was his crowning moment. And instead of just accepting it and giving the same old, traditional speech and everything else, he started with that. And he started rattling off all the names that you hear Nick Aldis say now: Harley Race, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. And then out of nowhere, he went, and these people can all kiss my ass, and dropped the title. And I went. And then he held up the ECW belt and he made this passionate promo about, men and women who are struggling to build something from the ground up. We don't give a goddamn about tradition, that sort of thing. And that was a bigger pipe bomb in that moment, because that was something that went from one thing, from the typical cookie cutter promo when somebody hands you Charlotte, to something amazing, where CM Punk just kind of sat on a ramp and whined for 15 minutes, and people got into it. Shane Douglas blew you away. CM Punk kind of made you go, huh? But Shane Douglas blew you away.
That's all he ever does.
So that, in my eyes, and I know I'm from Philly, I'm the land of extreme, I'm ECW biased, but that, in my eyes, makes it the first and only pipe bomb. Fuck CM Punk.
I'm looking for a straw so I can give it to CM Punk so he can cut the parts up my ass.
Don't say that while I'm drinking beer. I almost spit it all over my camera.
He's trash. I don't like him.
It's coming out of my nose. Thank you.
That's just how I feel.
I know, but I was mid-sip when you said it.
Fair.
Wait for me to put the bottle down. You see me on camera.
I should have waited.
You're fine. You're good. Let's see. And you know, I mean, outside. Let's see. Outside. Oh, and of course, I know we broke this on the SummerSlam kickoff, and unfortunately, it was absolutely true. Karrion Kross has a separated shoulder. He came out on NXT television in a sling, and he did a damn good promo, and he put the belt down with an hourglass, and he walked away, and the smoke hit, and it was a little sad. From there, we found out that this coming Tuesday, we're going to have a 4-way Iron Man match, 60 minutes, between Gargano, Ciampa, Adam Cole, and
Pat McAfee.
No, not Pat McAfee. God damn it! Wait, it's Adam Cole.
He was gonna say it too. He's
Adam
like,
Cole, Ciampa, Gargano, and it's another former NXT champion, and it's completely skipping my brain now.
Oh, it's Dream.
No, it's not Dream. God damn you! Help out!
I thought it was.
We're supposed to be in this together. It's Gargano, Ciampa, Cole, and Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
We forget about Finn.
So they're going to be in a 4-way Iron Man match on NXT Super Tuesday to crown a new champion. My question is, what do you think of the 4-way? It's two-part. What do you think of the 4-way Iron Man, and who do you think wins?
Sounds exhausting.
My listen, honestly.
There it is.
Honestly. A 4-man Iron. No, they might as well just turn the NXT title into a 24/7 title for Tuesday, and whoever wakes up Wednesday morning is the champion. Pretty much how I feel about that match.
That's a great idea.
Whoever wakes up, it hits 12:01 Wednesday morning. You're the new champ. Like,
can they leave it just outside of Full Sail, and whoever gets there at a certain point in the morning can take it? Because I'll drive. Like, I'm your new champ, bitches.
They're
we'll get Brucey to do it. He's close.
I give them credit for trying something new. I've never seen a multi-man Iron Man match. I don't think it's ever been done. I mean, it probably has been, but never been that I've seen.
Not 4-way, not that I remember.
Iron
Man matches are usually one-on-one.
Yeah, I give them full credit for trying something new. And, who knows? It may be amazing, but I don't know why they couldn't just save that for a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's one thing to compete with AEW. Now you want to run next to Impact. I don't get it. And I'll be honest with you. I think the reason they made it a 4-way Iron Man match is because last week Impact had the Virtuosa versus Thick Mama Pump in an Iron Man match for the Knockouts Championship, and they absolutely killed it. Iron Woman. I apologize. Mm-hmm. I'm stuck on Impact stuff because they called it an Iron Man, and I was saying Iron Woman. Thank you. But they killed it. So you're going to have 4 of these NXT superstars to compete with those 2 women, as far as I'm concerned.
I actually, now that you said that they're going head-to-head with Impact on Tuesdays, mm-hmm. I could totally see WWE opening, who'd they just acquire? Progress? No.
Evolve.
I see them reopening
putting
Evolve,
them on Tuesday,
putting them on Twitch on Tuesdays, and
that'd
then
be a dick move.
Yeah,
a bitch ass thing to do.
I mean, they do it, but it's a dick move. It's a corny move, is what it is.
Yeah, it really is.
It's what they did to AEW after they announced their TV.
Because it's a dick move. It's a corny move. So if they do it to Impact, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be pissed, but I would be surprised. I think this is just like a one-off thing. Like they're going to have a special on Tuesday, and then they're going to have a regular NXT on Wednesday. I'm not totally sure, to be honest with you, but it appears that way. I guess they just didn't want to take an hour out of their show to dedicate it to this match while they were running up against Dynamite. But they're like, Impact, fuck it, why not?
I appreciate what Mac just said. They could have had an elimination chamber match or something.
Yeah, could have. That would have been cool too. Like I don't think I've ever seen a 4-way Iron Man match. It's an interesting take. The 4 competitors. I mean, you couldn't find anybody better. You got 2 of the longest reigning NXT champs. Then you're throwing Gargano and Ciampa in the mix, and if you saw what Ciampa did when he came back, shit.
I was gonna say Gargano and Ciampa have had some like amazing matches.
Oh yeah,
he destroyed Jake Atlas. Like that's why I was saying to Wendy, the apron is now the second hardest part of the ring. Because even after the match, he pulled up the apron, like the curtain on the apron, and he rammed Jake's head off that metal bar underneath the ring. I'm like, that's officially the hardest fucking part.
That's it right there.
The apron is now the second hardest part.
If Cross didn't get hurt, we wouldn't have seen Ciampa past week. We wouldn't have seen him.
But I
He'd
will
be on
say
SmackDown right now.
The whole Ciampa beatdown thing felt very retribution-y. Take that for what you will. It just seemed that way, considering where he was at when he got dominated and disappeared to now. Seemed a little bit retribution-esque. So maybe that mystery man that everybody's been talking about.
It's Sami Zayn.
It's Sami. I knew it. No.
I don't know. I'm not watching. My TV's actually off right now.
I know, mine too. That would be a good guess.
What about Philippe said also? Can we have R-Truth win the title in the 4-way?
Oh my God, Philippe! I would be so
awesome.
Hey, talk all the mess you want about R-Truth that you want. I know he's entertaining. I know he's hilarious, and I love the guy, and he's my idol. But people tend to forget that he was the first and maybe only African American NWA champion in history. So
yep, he sure was.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants now because he made that kind of history.
How great would it be that the Iron Man match is going on? They're down to like 15 seconds. It's 0, 0, 0, 0.
And you just hear,
what's up? They're down to 4 seconds, and you just see him come out from behind the barrier,
and roll somebody up,
grab Adam Cole,
I'd love it.
roll him up in a schoolboy and get a 1, 2, 3.
But he has to say something.
Goes off
he has to say something crazy afterwards, like I'm so proud to be the new ECW champ. Like you can't say NXT. You've got to say something else.
I am so glad that I'm the new OVW champion.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I'm so proud to be the ECW television title or television champion. I can't believe it. Like something like that. Just keep the character rolling.
I'm the Southpaw regional champion.
There it is.
Something off the wall. Way off the wall.
That's the fucking one. Oh my God.
God bless R-Truth. He's amazing.
I love R-Truth.
He really is.
I'll be honest.
He's the only underappreciated.
He's the only champion in wrestling that I haven't caught up to yet in group titles. So I got a long way to go.
39 times.
I'm only on 17. Everybody thought it was going to be Randy Orton or something.
7 days a week, European, North American.
I am now your 17 times, 17 times, 17 times, 17 times. You get the rest. Champion.
I-95. Oh, I love it.
R-Truth is one of those people. R-Truth is one of those people I wish he was like my best friend. So like when I'm feeling down, I could just call him and be like, hey Ron, I'm having a rough day. Like, you just cheer me up, just say like one crazy thing.
Oh,
I anything.
Hang out with that guy.
How's little Jimmy doing?
I want to do karaoke with R-Truth. I really do.
I do everything with him. Like, hey,
he loves Tupac.
Trip.
He loves Tupac. I love Tupac. Let's get together and do a Tupac song karaoke. California Love. I'll do the Dre part. You can do that. I know that song left. It was like frontwards, backwards, the whole nine. Let's do it, R-Truth. You and me.
He's actually got a game show out now.
I know. I keep
I
meaning to
haven't
watch it
seen
on
it yet.
WWE Network, but I haven't yet. But I want to.
I've got clips like here and there on the Facebook. It's pretty funny.
I gotta say though, I love Kadrian. He always drops good stuff on Twitter. We use a lot of his stuff, but him live is better than him on Twitter. I can't believe. Thank you for all this. You are an amazing person, dude. You
You're
are
golden, my guy. You're golden.
You are like the de facto executive producer of this show. A week ago, it was Wendy while she was driving, and Felipe and I were on. Now she. All right, let's see what else we got on the rundown here. Oh, yeah, we already talked about the PWI top 10, 25, whatever you want to call it. But I guess we can talk about it a little bit with Wendy. First off, how does everybody feel about Jon Moxley being number one? Because personally, I think they should at least flip Jericho and Moxley. Jericho should have been number one. Moxley should have been 3.
Yeah, I could see that. To be honest, I'm kind of indifferent. I'm very excited though that Faye Jackson is on there, Sonny Kiss is on there, my guy Kerry Awful is on there, cool. A whole bunch of like amazing indie guys that I've seen that I love, that are fantastic, that deserve acknowledgement are on this list.
Because Brucey and I have been saying for years, like usually when the PWI top 500 comes out, the top 25 are practically all WWE, and you get 1 or 2 guys sprinkled in from the independents. But this year, you got a lot of AEW, you got New Japan, you got NWA, you got everything right in that top 25. If anything, I think Fatu should have come up a little bit, maybe Nick Aldis a little bit, but otherwise, it's so nice to see actual wrestling promotions being represented almost equally in the PWI top 25 alone, let alone the whole 500. Because like Wendy said, you got Faye, you got Sonny, you got all these people that you never thought you'd ever see there or weren't there that are now. I mean, even Smiley Kylie went from no show to 78. Like, damn, girl, I don't like you very much, but that's a hell of a jump.
Look what Nick Aldis was number 15. Like, he should have been higher.
That's what we were saying the same thing.
And like I was saying, if NWA Power hadn't been cut off due to circumstances, he probably would have been. But since he hasn't been working, he kind of took a dip. I would put him, but Roman Reigns is also like right there around like I think 13 or something.
14, but dude, he wrestled like 1 month, maybe 2 months.
But that's what I was gonna say. If you're gonna drop Nick down, then you got to put Nick over Roman because Roman has been gone since like March.
Aldis should be full.
Aldis was doing a lot more than Roman leading up to that.
Yep.
Oh, even Kadrian says thank you. No problem, homie.
It should be Moxley, Cole, Jericho, Aldis, then Drew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind that, but see, I'm looking at it where it should be Jericho, Cole, Moxley, Drew, and Naito. I believe Naito should be 5 because he had a huge year. I mean, you become the first double champ in New Japan history, you should be in the top 5.
You should definitely be further up.
But Moxley basically repeated everything that Jericho did in the first place. Jericho left WWE, came to AEW. Yeah. Next thing you know, Moxley does. Then Jericho gets into AEW, makes a huge impact, becomes their first champion. Next thing you know, Moxley shows up, makes a huge impact, takes the title from Jericho. So everything
was just incidental, though. I think it was just incidental.
But everything that Moxley did, he basically followed Jericho's blueprint. So if anything, Jericho should be at the top, and Moxley should be number 3.
Well, we'd be saying the same thing if it was inverse. If it was Moxley came first and then Jericho.
I would have said the same thing too.
The only difference is Moxley is undefeated in Japan with 2 title runs.
True.
And Japan is always held here, and American wrestling's held here.
True. Okay. I can't even argue that. You make a great point. Okay. That should, because while Jericho has been in Japan, he has lost and he has not won a title. So that kind of explains the order of things. All right, cool. Like, again, I know enough to know I don't know it all.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins should not be 8.
Nah. Especially for all this Messiah and I crap. if you're gonna throw up at what you did after you did it, you should be like 15. Plain and simple. Oh, and
MJF should be one.
Mac has said that Truth's game show is awesome. Thank you. I'm gonna have to check that out too. I know you think MJF should be number one, but I kind of feel
number one.
I don't know. I kind of feel so just looking at the guys he's around, he's above Aleister Black, and Aleister Black has put in a lot more work this year. He's below Will Ospreay, and I kind of feel like you could move him over Will Ospreay. I feel like Will hasn't really been that hot this year. Maybe it's just me.
You also have to remember it's from August of last year until August of this year. It's not January to August.
Well, I'm trying to give you a reason to move this fool up, okay?
I'll be honest. I'm more excited for like all the other ones below the 25, like Cabana Man Dance on the list. Nick, Iggy, White, and Trip Cassidy. I'm very proud of the Carnies. You guys, very proud of you guys.
Yes.
Good job getting on that list. My heart is overwhelmed with joy right now.
No, it's a very good list. It's very different from a lot of the other years. So check it out. I'm trying.
But that's what I've been saying. That's what wrestling is going through this amazing revival right now, where we're getting such fantastic talent across the board in the indies, in the big promotions, and the big leagues. I'm gonna say the big league is getting a run for its money because so much is happening right now. And to be a wrestling fan here now in this moment, Black Plague regardless is amazing.
Tremendous.
It's incredible. It's exciting.
Yeah. I agree. No, it's been great to be a wrestling fan throughout this entire year that the PWI covered, because that's the YouTube explosion. That's, AEW cranking out pay-per-views. That's Impact on the comeback. That's everything leading up to now. And even with the Dark Plague times, you still have so much to look forward to. Like Thunder Rosa and Sheeta, or Primetime Wrestling and NWA returning, and possibly Mike Bennett getting a title shot against Nick Aldis.
Ooh.
Because I don't know if you saw what Kadrian put up when he tagged us in it, but there's a video of Mike Bennett,
Felipe?
And he's asking Nick Aldis for a title shot. And he's saying, I know you don't have to take it, but I need to get my name back out there. I need to restore my family's honor. And if you're the champion that you say you are, you will give me this match September 15th when Primetime debuts their pay-per-view series with the NWA. Would either of you be against Mike Bennett getting an NWA title shot?
No.
Hell no. Mike Bennett was amazing in ROH.
Amazing everywhere he went until WWE.
That's what I was gonna say. It's long overdue because the E didn't. Then it's like they didn't know what to do with him. They were just like, "So we got this guy. We got him and like 50 million other dudes."
Right.
He was one of those people that they signed just because they didn't want AEW to have
because
him.
He was the hot guy,
there's
and they didn't want him going someplace else.
There's Matt Riddle, Aleister Black, all of these guys they signed because they didn't want them going to AEW.
Basically saying, if we can't have you, no one can.
Yes.
Oh right, yes. Felipe did show up. Hey, Felipe, CWO, baby. Mike Bennett was amazing in ROH. He went to Impact with Maria, and he was almost as amazing, if not more. And then all of a sudden, WWE snatched him up, and now he's not Mike Bennett anymore. And now he's got all these weird storylines. He's buried on 205 Live and all this other crap. And
worst storylines.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I wonder who had it worse in WWE, like Mike Bennett or EC3. Is it better to have your name trashed, or is it better to just be buried?
Well, you can't get buried if you don't get used.
Well, not getting used is being buried. It's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like EC3 going.
Yeah.
Okay, shelved. Is it better to be shelved or to have your name shit on?
Here's the thing. I felt Mike Bennett was actually buried as a wrestler because he got to wrestle. He got to wrestle. EC3 had 3 matches in NXT and then 1 on the main roster and then
1 or 2
again.
He had like 2 matches with Moxley and then just gone.
They signed him. Why? Because AEW was opening.
Because they didn't want to go anywhere else. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, man, I think it's almost worse to have your name and your reputation trashed than to be put on a shelf and left. Because at least when you come back, you're still that guy.
And not just that, but if you're shelved, you can reinvent yourself better.
Just like
your name wasn't trashed or anything. Yeah, exactly. Whereas Mike Bennett, the whole Mike Kanellis cuckold baby shit is going to follow him no matter what he does, no matter where he goes. And every interview is always going to be like, oh, hey, how did you feel about that storyline? Or, hey, what did you think about it? Like, it's in the past. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Like, think about it. It's been, 15 years since that ladder match for custody of Dominic, and we're still calling him Eddie Guerrero's son.
Exactly.
Well, that's where Mike Bennett is going to be in 15 years with all this baby bullshit. Like, when his kid grows up, like, hey, you know your Russos? You know, it's gonna follow him. Whereas with, like you said, EC3, you can sit back, you can plot, you can plan, you can reinvent yourself. So when you do get free, you can come back and be better than ever, just like he's done. But if you get what Mike Bennett got, it follows you, whether you like it or not. So I think it's almost better to be EC3 and be Shell.
I hear Mike Bennett, I think of Kingdom.
Yeah,
of the Kingdom. That's what I think of. I don't think of Mike Kanellis.
No,
I didn't see him. I didn't see his work. I saw him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even though he is Mike Bennett, even though that's who he is, in interviews, people will still bring up Mike Kanellis. They will still bring it up.
They will. They'll bring up the baby stuff. They'll bring up the Kanellis stuff. They'll bring it all up. 15 years from now, like we bring up Dominic Mysterio being Eddie Guerrero's son. It's going to happen.
Like, we can think whatever we want of Mike Bennett, but Mike Kanellis will always haunt him.
Like, I'll get back to you.
EC3 didn't have that.
I'll get back to you when I'm like 55, 56, and I bet you anything they'll still be bringing that shit up about Mike Bennett. I bet you. I'm putting $5 on it right now.
I'm going to be 103, like my great-grandmother, QPD, and I'm just going to be like, you guys remember Eddie's kid and Mike Kanellis and all that shit?
Me and Pepperidge Farm, remember?
We're still we'll still be making YouTube videos while everyone else is on some new platform that everybody watches. But we're dinosaurs and we're on YouTube.
We're keeping it simple.
I'll probably be here on a ventilator, sounding like Darth Vader. Just that's a cold ass honky.
It's like everyone's gonna be on Twitter while we're on MySpace.
Oh
yeah. And I'll be like a legitimate grandma at last.
Ben says Dom is spot on. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm like I'm like a broken clock. I'm right at least twice a day. That's why I got these 17 titles. And of course we skipped past it because we jumped into Thunder Rosa and Cheeto a little early, but we finally. Happy Monday to you too. We finally got Hangman Page turning on the Young Bucks and being thrown out of the Elite. Is this one of those things that actually got you excited when it happened, or were you just sitting there like, it's about fucking time?
There's something that I wanna bring up after we get done talking about this with AEW, and yeah, we'll get into that. But it's funny because for so long, Hangman's been like, I'm not in the Elite. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be a part of this, and I don't want to be here. But when they kicked him out, he seemed like, oh shit,
sad.
Like, I'm out. What? But at the same time, like, it makes him one of the horsemen even more.
He was almost as sad as when Wendy and I said we were going to fire Brucey at the SummerSlam kickoff. He was like,
bro, I'd forgotten about that.
But I was sitting back watching this and I'm thinking it's about time because, again, I know not everybody does, but if you watch BTE, it's been like a year since Adam Page said he wanted out of the Elite. And was and all that murder crap and everything else, and he's still doing this stuff. He's still kind of just doing his own thing, drinking, showing up when he feels like. So this is what was the final straw to finally throw him out. Okay, good, because it's been a year, and he already said he was out. Yeah, he done been out. It's like saying somebody's in jail and they're not. Like, oh yeah, Dom, he's locked up. No, I'm right here on YouTube. Like, I've been here since November. You didn't know that? Like, pay attention.
It's almost like they were playing the angle like once you're in for like for life. You know, like one of those things. Like you can say you're out.
But even the NWO kick people out. Even the NWO would kick people out.
Yeah, but they beat you out though. That's where the Bullet Club
they jumped you out. They jumped you in and they jumped you out.
They didn't do it as badly as the Bullet Club, but they did it.
So here,
yes.
Here's what I see happening. Like I just see Hangman flat out walking out. Like he'll have like a half a match and then he's just gonna walk out.
I love Philippe. He says, okay, first of all, he was not thrown out of the Elite. He resigned. Nah, he got thrown the fuck out.
No,
that's like saying you can't fire me. I quit.
Right?
Yeah, he said that
after
like
they say you're
ago.
fired.
So, all right, here's some.
It's
shit
like Friday. It's like, yo, Hangman, how the fuck do you get fired on your day off?
So,
dead ass.
I kind of want to point this out to you guys that I've noticed with AEW, and
please do.
You guys all know that the Young Bucks like to feed the fuel to the fans, to the smarks. They like to feed the fuel and put the fuel on the fire. So I've noticed something. So all of last year they were doing 6-man tags, 6-man teams. And we were like, we want 6-man
trios titles.
So here, trios titles. So now, so they were pandering to the fans, and now that everybody wants the trios titles or the 6-man titles, you notice we're seeing a lot more 8-man tags now.
Yeah.
So I guarantee in about
I guarantee
in about 2 months, everyone's gonna be screaming for 8-man titles.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I mean,
they've
already got their first team. If you stop and think about it,
it's one of those things where AEW says they want to do things differently, right? And and like going through trios titles, like Lucha Underground had them, ROH still has them when they come back. So now you come through with 8-man titles. Nobody else has got them.
No,
that feels like a lot, though.
I do too.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah, it does. Like it. I was just kind of throwing it out there with the way the Bucks were with fans and stuff. And like, do you think that's something that they would try to like get everyone into and then slap it back to 6-man or something?
I mean, I could see them doing that.
That would be great too. Like just mind fuck you. Like, 8-man tag. Nope, trios.
Well, JK, you thought.
AEW.
And they still haven't told us about the new show yet. I'm telling you, it's either going to be a woman's show or it's going to be a tag team show.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Ladies.
Because we also got, and I know you two will be happy about this. We also got Tay Conti basically joining the Dark Order, and putting Tay and Jay back together, which makes me happy because they were a great team on the Deadly Draw.
Wonder,
and they were hot.
Which makes me wonder: are they going to do a women's tag title? Because they're building up women's tag teams.
I think it's coming. It's coming. They've built up some tag teams. They've got at least 3. And possibly big, and if they kept her, they could have like Big and Little Swole like they had in the Deadly Draw. They could definitely put a couple other women together from that roster, so they could build a tag division.
You got Britt and Reba together, anyways.
Yeah,
which would be comical as a tag team.
Reba is kind of useless, though.
That's why it'd be comical. I'm hearing you.
Hear me out. So we've been talking about this NWA and AEW coming together and working together. Now, what if AEW's new show is actually a woman's show, but that show is partnered with NWA's women's division?
I was going to go there.
They have 3. They have the AEW title, they have the NWA title, and then they have the NWA tag titles because they have a women's tag titles, I believe. They do.
NWA doesn't have women's tag titles.
Well,
yet.
either way, they have tag titles. They've got
But if
free
AEW
they've got free
introduced them, they
titles.
could defend them against NWA talent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have both rosters come together to fill a whole show.
Oh yeah, I've thought this before.
And the women from AEW can go over to the NWA show as well as and they have
I was going to take it a step further and say, what if NWA and AEW do a partnership show like Primetime is doing with NWA and, oh God, I can't remember the other company. It's like USWA or something. I can't remember the other company. I've had a few beers. I'm sorry. But they're partnered up. But that pay-per-view series on Fight is NWA and another promotion partnered together. What if we get something like that as the second show on for the AEW is getting with NWA and AEW? Women's or not, like you could put women together on that show. You could have like James Storm taking on Hangman Page. You could have all these crazy fantasy bookings.
I said I want those two as a tag team, not
I do too. I do too.
It's a win-win though. It's a win-win whether they're a tag team or they fight. It's a win-win.
They're both cowboys and they both drink beer. What more could you not want in a tag team?
Adam's more of a hard liquor guy, but still, and plus if James tags up with him, then he's got to swerve Eli Drake, and I'll cry because I love Eli Drake. So
I love me some Eli Drake.
Okay, we might love Eli Drake for different reasons, but we both love Eli Drake.
God bless his Instagram.
I'm sorry, Brucey, we got to do it right. Eli Drake.
Drake. Yeah.
And Kadrian says he needs to come. Kadrian says I got to join y'all on Zoom soon. You know what, dude? We might just make you the honorary fourth horseman one of these weeks. That could happen. We've been talking about putting that in the works. We're going Freebird Rules these days, but that could happen. So stay tuned. Philippe has a good question. So tell me, where do you think you see Scorpio Sky going now?
TNT title.
Yeah.
He's gonna win it. He's gonna have.
They alluded to a big push, and then ended it with Cody. Or do they go further?
It's going further because if you saw the end of the show, Scorpio Sky got in Brody's face.
Yes, he did.
After that amazing moment from Brody on Saturday, we had Scorpio Sky all up in his face after he buried Cody. That was amazing. I loved it.
So I definitely see that feud going.
Going strong, totally.
Going
It'd be great.
Into All Out. I see those two putting on a really good match in All Out.
Yeah. Yep. I could definitely see those two putting on a great match. I'd be really surprised if Scorpio won, but I'd be extremely happy.
Oh my God.
I do have a question though. What was up with Dark Order and the lawnmowers?
I don't know.
They were big, expensive
randomly,
lawnmowers.
One of the guys bought 6 lawnmowers.
It made no sense.
Get that.
Mr. Brody Lee bought 6 lawnmowers, but it doesn't make any sense.
I guess when you're like corporate and you're corporate and elite but dark at the same time, you buy high-end things from Lowe's, so lawnmowers. Unless the Dark Order, like the real exalted one in the Dark Order, must be Forrest Gump, because
it's a very nouveau riche expense. In other words, frivolous and stupid. But
no offense, but like join the Dark Order.
I'm a broke person. What can I say?
Join the Dark Order. We'll cut that grass for free.
So, what if? So Scorpio Sky, look at where he's been. He's been on Dark, off TV, nowhere to be seen.
Had the amazing match with Cody, fell short.
Had an amazing match, but lost. He's looking for that big push. He's getting ready to get into a feud with Mr. Brody Lee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He loses and loses again, and takes Colt's spot in the Dark Order.
In the Dark Order. Oh. I was gonna say, how many times is this guy gonna lose? Damn.
I didn't.
But then do we write in the swerve after, like somewhere in there?
Yes.
Like, yes, he's part of the Dark Order, but he's doing it just to get close to Mr. Brody Lee, get him to put down his defenses, and then boom, surprise, bitch, I stole your title.
So you're talking about like Swerve. He takes out Colt Cabana and he becomes a full-fledged member instead of just a guy hanging out. Is that where you're going with this? Yeah, I would. That would be huge considering the circumstances, and SCU all butt hurt, and Colt Cabana laid out. I mean, That's kind of a big deal. I'd like to see it. I'm not gonna lie. I'd like to see it. I love Scorpio. I love Colt Cabana, but that sounds fucking amazing. We need to buy that. We need to buy that ring. We really do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. When are we buying it?
I'm sorry. I'm reading this comment from Philippe directed towards Grandma Wendy, where he says,
"Yeah, I saw it. I'm not acknowledging it."
Oh, we're not acknowledging that. Okay. Sorry, Philippe. I'll get back to you.
Like his Instagram. If you've seen it, you can't blame me. If you've seen the Insta, you can't blame me. It's not my fault. He's the one who puts up what he puts up. Okay.
Verbatim disturbing and Eli Drake in the same response. You can see it.
If y'all can leer at like Penelope and all of them, I can leer at Eli and all of them. All right.
Oh, I damn sure leer at Penelope.
I'm an equal opportunity objectifier.
Oh no,
everybody's getting it.
I'm with you. Do you, boo boo? I'm not gonna complain.
Everybody.
I definitely leer at Penelope forward.
It is not my fault. Eli Drake is out there putting Instagram pictures of himself in them undies, being like, "Buy my stuff." I mean, if he's doing it, I'm looking at it.
He's like, "Just take my money."
That escalated quickly,
right? Doesn't it always? I love it. I can't help it. I love it. It's great. But yeah, I definitely think we're with and going back to Hangman like 5 topics ago now. I definitely think we're a lot closer to the Horsemen than we were before Hangman left, because obviously he's been chilling with FTR, he's been talking with Tully, he's been doing all this stuff. Now we're starting to get the formation. We're starting to bring these guys together. It's going to be interesting to see if they just go with like Spears and Tully backing all these guys, or if they decide to add like a returning angry Cody, and maybe he drops Arn and he goes with Tully. Like we get a heel turn from the American Nightmare.
Yeah, I could see that, but
I could also see like Arn and Tully working together, like backing this group as original Horsemen. But heel turn, Arn gets taken out, Cody goes with these guys. He is equally epic.
I think Cody's going to be out for a little while. It's going to be a couple months. I see Hangman and FTR coming together, forming a trio team, and it's going to be them versus the Elite. And then when Cody comes back, they're going to go after the Dark Order.
That would make sense.
The Elite will be 3-on-3, Kenny and the Bucks versus FTR and Hangman.
Right.
Yeah.
But it leaves Sean Spears out again. That poor guy. The poor guy can't get a push no matter where he goes, man.
He'll be in the group. He'll be like the 5th man, like the enforcer.
He'll be like, "Sorry, homie, should have stayed in NXT. I don't know what to tell you." Personally, though, I like Sean Spears. If he's part of that group, I'm going to be excited because obviously he's already with Tully. Tully's working with these guys, so it would be just a quick fit, and it would definitely bring him up to another level in AEW, which people have been looking for. Some people have been looking for a reason to put him in that level since he got there. So cool, that works. On that, unless you guys have anything else, I think we're pretty much done. And I'm going to kick it over to Brucey to do the social medias, because if not, he'll fire us.
I don't have the power to fire anybody.
Damn right, my show.
All right.
I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
You're good. So you can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are a publicly traded Facebook group. That means you can come in, hit join, we'll hit accept. You come in, talk anything you want wrestling, join our threads, join our forums.
I'm telling you now, it's the best group I have ever been in.
Ever.
Funny, guys. Ever.
Yay, she got in on it too. One of us.
Also on Facebook, go to TRWT merch, buy our shirt, buy our mugs. As you can see, that Dom has our newest shirt on. We also have a couple other new ones coming out. Go on there. If you see something that you like, hit the message button, message the merch maker. Merch maker will make your merch and mail it out to you after you pay for it.
Completely made to order too. So you can mix and match,
order 2
pick
shirts,
stuff.
3 shirts, 4 shirts, 5 shirts. Order 12 mugs and 10 shirts. Pass them out at Christmas time.
Do it.
If you order a mug and a shirt at the same time, the shipping is a little less, just because we put it in the same box. Pro tip.
And you can find us on Twitter at TopRopeWT. Find us. Shoot us a message. Talk to us. We've actually been going back and forth with Clark Street. Me and Dom have been going back and forth with them the last couple of days on there.
Oh, yeah.
About some of their topics that they've been putting up from clips from their show.
And we get so many good questions from guys like Kadrian. We have so many awesome followers, whether they be pro wrestlers or other wrestling shows like Clark Street and a bunch of others. So you can not only listen to us and get and interact with us, you can find other places where you can get wrestling takes that aren't ours, different opinions. Enjoy all of it.
Yeah.
You can also find us on the gram.
Oh, the gram.
Oh, I fumbled last week on this one.
You really did.
I fumbled last week. I was doing good, then I fumbled bad last week.
You fumbled hard. Like it was it was a non-contact fumble.
It was a Mark Sanchez butt fumble.
You were worse than me. You were worse than me after a 12-pack on a live feed. I was like at top underscore.
All right, so here we go. On Twitter, it's at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Nailed it.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah, and if you're watching us live, that means you know about our YouTube channel at Fox Den Productions. We are the flagship show. We have 2 other shows that come and go when they please.
They haven't been back for a while, but they should be back soon.
Yeah, that's about it. Click the like button, click the bell, subscribe. Do everything. We've got a bunch of comments below. Keep commenting. We'll keep coming back and answering. Word. I'm done.
He's all done. Cool. All right. So, Grandma Wendy, can you tell everybody where they can find our podcast, please?
You can find our podcast on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us wherever podcasts are distributed. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, just everywhere. And then you can listen to us, give us a like, rate us, review us, tell everybody how wonderful and amazing we are. I don't know, talk about Bruce's majestic mini beard. It's a mini beard now, Bruce. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
It's a mini
beard.
Love it.
I know.
You can talk about whatever. Just review us, give us them 5 stars, like us, share the podcast. That's what I do. I send my mom the link, and I'm like, Mom, listen to my annoying voice that you've been listening to for 34 years already. Right. Listen to it for 5 more minutes. So yeah, share it. Love us.
And thank you, Mama B, for listening and watching. We love you.
Thanks, Mom. And getting our merch. Mom wears our shirt too.
Yeah, she really did.
And she drinks from our mug.
She really
has a mug, and she drinks from it.
She has a Grandma Wendy mug?
No, I should have gotten her a special, like, one of her own mugs.
Well, save it.
To do that.
Mother's Day next year.
Next round of cups, when the new logo comes out for cups, if we ever figured out.
You know what? No, there's no Mother's Day for that lady, because we spoiled her all year round. Like, every day is Mother's Day with her. We're like, Mom.
Amen.
Mom. Yeah. So every damn day.
That was my mom too. So amen. Yeah. I feel you on that. Yeah, but that's it. I want to once again thank everybody who tuned in, who tuned in, who showed up live, give us all these comments and these amazing questions. I want to thank everyone.
Is the worst comment ever.
Sorry. I want to thank, of course, my fabulous Freebirds here for showing up and putting up with my shit. And so I'm thinking we're probably not going to do anything for payback.
Why?
I know. I know, but I don't know. Like a week later.
Planning is piss poor.
Yeah,
we're not going to have any pay-per-views in October, but we're going to have back-to-back.
Yeah. because fuck October.
Fuck October.
Right.
I'm
only hoping
October's closed.
I'm only hoping they'll maybe bring back
Only
Halloween
Halloween.
Havoc. If they bring back Halloween
be
Havoc,
cool.
I'll be happy.
It'd be if NXT did it.
If it's Takeover Halloween Havoc, I'm a happy guy.
If they bring back Halloween Havoc, we're having a form, and the winner gets a bag of candy corn.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll do it.
We gotta give out some good candy though, like a bag of peanut butter cups.
Candy corn is not that bad in moderation.
Right, I do like some candy corn.
Yeah, but
I do like sugar in general.
In moderation.
In moderation, yes, but you don't give somebody a bag.
What's moderation?
You know what I'm saying?
But can someone explain what's moderation?
That's like 10 lifetimes in a bag.
You eat a little bit now and then a little bit later.
A little bit next year.
I don't understand this concept. I don't get it.
When it gets even later, you just eat all of them.
Why is it I always say we're gonna end the show and then we just keep going?
Moderation to Wendy is just eating them one at a time instead of a handful.
But even if it was a handful, I have small hands, so it's like very little. So it's just like dump the bag.
Her handful.
That's moderation.
Yeah, her handful would be like us using 2 fingers, going like, "Oh, candy."
Exactly.
So she has to get the bag. And do the Stone Cold where she goes, and there's candy corn pouring down.
Question for Bruce. You got to pick one. Candy corn or the little pumpkins?
Candy corn.
Ooh, candy corn.
Oh, okay,
the little pumpkins are too sweet.
Yeah.
I like to take the candy corn and jam it into the pumpkin.
You know what's better than all that? Throw that shit out and get some caramel.
And I just,
some little ones.
And then I go into like a sugar coma. I'm just like,
You know those caramels with the cream filling in the middle? That's what you get from candy corns, man.
I just had something like that.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Anywho, now that we've talked about Halloween candy in fucking October.
We always find something to talk about before
we end the show.
We do.
We'll see you next week because, like I said, we're not going to be doing anything for payback. So until then, please stay safe. Wear a mask.
I don't know.
Don't be a Loki. We love y'all. Have a good weekend.